Hello, it's a pleasure to have you on my channel once again. Thank you so much for coming. Today we are talking about hair, babies and children's hair, because I keep getting questions about hair. So the first thing I want to say is that babies lose the hair that they are born with. Within the first 6 months, usually peaking around 3 months, they lose a lot of the hair that they are born with. Sometimes this hair loss is so slow that it's not noticeable because new ones are replacing it. But sometimes it happens so fast and then the parent sees it and sometimes they get really worried because you just find like a chunk of hair on the baby's pillow or the baby's bed and then you are so worried. But that happens normally. You know how when women are pregnant, they have this full healthy hair. Is caused by the pregnancy hormones. So the same things happen to the babies. But then as the babies lose the pregnancy hormones that they got from the mother through the placenta, then the hair begins to fall out. That happens to women after childbirth as well. So the same mechanism. So all babies lose their hair. It's just that in some children it's very fast, so it's noticeable. But in some children as well, it's so slow and new hair is replacing the one they are losing, so it may not be noticed by the parents. I said this hair loss is probably caused by pregnancy hormones, right? But then there's another explanation for it. Some babies lose hair as a result of friction, as a result of their hair rubbing against maybe the bedding or their cots. So you find that mostly babies that lie on their back, and babies are supposed to lie on their back. So mostly babies that lie on their back have the back of their head hair falling off. And then when they are able to roll over and assume different positions, then this is lessened. But the hair grows back, so there's nothing really to worry about. So that is the first thing to notice about hair. The other thing is that there's this thing called cradle cap that can happen. There are crusts that are whitish or yellowish. They are like dried scales that come in the baby's scalp. It also resolves on its own. So all you need to do is to find some mild shampoo, apply to it, or oil, apply to it, and comb it out gently. It doesn't cause hair loss, but sometimes when you're trying to take care of it, comb it out, then a few strands of hair may come with it. But cradle cap goes away on its own. You don't need to worry about it. But if it's excessive, you take the child to hospital. Some medicated shampoos may be prescribed for the child that will help you to let this go from your child's hair. Then there's ringworm. But ringworm is not common in babies. Ringworm is common in older children and adults. But the only thing is that it's very contagious. So when there's somebody in the house who has ringworm, occasionally you can find that there's ringworm on your child's scalp. It's not a worm, it's a fungus. So what happens, you see that it is roundish and as if it scales forming, and sometimes where you see it, the child may lose the hair there. So that can also happen to your child's hair. You take the child to hospital, medication is prescribed, and it goes away very easily. It's just that it's very contagious. So if you don't treat where it's coming from, your baby or your child may get it again. There is hair loss that is autoimmunity. So we call that one alopecia. And then when you see it, it's like patches of skin without hair on the child's head, or patches of scalp where there is no hair. You need to take your child to hospital for that. Then there is also one that comes about as a result of braiding the hair very tight. That one is caused by traction. And again, because it's caused by braiding the hair very tight, when you don't braid the hair very tight, then that will also resolve. New hair will form with time. Another thing that can happen to your child's hair is boils. Sometimes you find these small boils in the child's hair. And usually we make that worse by putting a lot of oil into the baby's hair. So sometimes the pomade is so thick and you apply so much. The thing about the scalp is that it's oily already. There are natural oils on the scalp. So when you add on too much oil, it can predispose the child to boils. This can also be worsened by roughened combing of the hair. So it's like you are causing small injuries that are not visible to the hair, and then it can get let the child get boils on the scalp. Then there is hair twirling or hair twisting. That can happen especially to toddlers. So you find a toddler who just holds the hair and it's twisting it, and sometimes the hair can actually fall off from the excessive twisting of the hair. That's hair twirling or hair twisting. It's quite common. What you need to do as a parent is to try to find out which situations are likely to make your child twirl or twist the hair, and if you can do something about those situations. For instance, a lot of people twirl or twist their hair at bedtime. When you notice that that is the issue, so then when it's bedtime, you need to find a way of distracting your child. You can do that by offering the child something else to do at bedtime. Maybe you read a story together to distract the child. You can also do that by giving the child a doll with a long hair that the child can comb. That also distracts the child. And what you should do is much like thumb sucking. So don't over criticize the child for it. You find it, but try and distract the child, and then when you find the child not doing it, then you can give the child some praise for that, and then it will resolve it. But when you find that it's not going away, or you find that the child is pulling not only their hair, but they are pulling also their eyebrow, their eyelash, then that is a problem, and it must be seen in hospital, because there is a more severe form. It's called Trichotillomania. The child is pulling out every piece of hair, and sometimes they are chewing it. Of course, those that are doing the hair twirling or hair twisting may also chew it, but this is a more serious form, and that one must be seen in hospital. So that is about a child's hair. I don't know if you have any questions or any comments. We'll be happy to take them. You can leave them in the comment section. We will definitely attend to them. Have you subscribed? If you have subscribed, thank you so much. We hope that you have visited our blog as well. It's babychildandco.com. Go there. You can join the parenting club. It's free. You can join our community forum as well. It's free. There you can ask all the questions that you have, and we'll get answers to them for you. Thank you so much. Bye.